Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again here on Talkin Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today. And today we're going to start off with a quick little story that emanates out of Frank Warren's mouth, who says he can make a fight happen between champs Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk for a unified heavyweight clash. And he says he can make it happen. So then I was saying to myself, well, I wonder what would make it happen. So here are some quotes from Tyson Fury himself. Okay, Tyson Fury on being asked to fight Usyk. Everyone keeps asking me about this Ukrainian guy. Are you going to fight? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? I've made it very clear I'm retired from boxing. I'm very happy doing that. However, I will come back. It has to be for an obscene amount of money because let's face it, it's not Anthony Joshua, which I would have done it for free. It's some foreigner who no one really cares about, and that's it. I don't mind chucking a dog a bone, but I don't want to chuck him the full dog's home. If they want me to fight this unknown quantity and give him the opportunity of a legendary status he's trying to beat me, then they've got to pay for it. They've got a week. It's August 24th today, and they've got a week to make me an offer. They want that big gypsy king to fight, and they have to pay an obscene amount of money. For the biggest fight in the world needs to be the biggest pay packet in the world. However, Mayweather got $400 million for Pacquiao. I want $500 million for Usyk. They've got the money. Regarding Anthony Joshua, he continues, I have no real interest in Usyk. It's a man who no one can really say the name of. He's some middleweight who beat AJ. It's not my fault he battered AJ, some bodybuilder, no respect to Joshua, but at top world-class level boxing, he just can't cut it. On AJ's legacy, he says, as I see it, it's in tatters at the moment. I feel I could beat Usyk on a week's training. He's a middleweight. I'd put my fist right through him. He needs legendary Gypsy King. I do not need some foreigner. I'm a legend in the game, undefeated heavyweight champion, retired like Rocky Marciano. This idiot needs me. I don't respect him. I don't think he's a great fighter. I think he's a struggling fighter. I've seen more excitement in Morecambe on Friday night. Regarding the fight, Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk, he said, I didn't take anything from it. Without being disrespectful to Joshua, he's found his level. He's come up wanting on top level. He's lost 3 of his last fights, so he's clearly coming up wanting at a high level. But I don't think Usyk landed a worthwhile punch in 12 rounds. He couldn't knock the skin off of rice pudding. Oh, classic stuff out of Tyson Fury. Thought I'd start today off with those few comments regarding the heavyweight division. Let's move along. Let's move along to some fights that happened on the weekend that we've just gotten the results from. After a year layoff, Millville, New Jersey's Thomas Cornflake Lamana, 32-5-1, returned to the ring, scoring a unanimous decision over tough veteran Saul Roman in the main event of Rising Star Promotions Boardwalk Boxing, which was held at the Jim Whelan Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey on Saturday night. Shaking off ring rust and the longest layoff of his career, Lamana delivered a solid overall performance and nearly finished Roman in the 6th with a devastating knockdown after landing a flurry of punches. Also on that card, Emmanuel Rodriguez, 12-0 of Newark, New Jersey, captured the WBO Latino Bantamweight Latino Championship in impressive fashion by delivering a 4th round technical knockout win over Frank Gonzalez, who's now 9-3 out of Miami, Florida. Before a vocal hometown crowd, Justin Time Figueroa wasted little time by overwhelming and ultimately dropping Tavares Smith in round 1 with a knockout, 1 minute and 34 seconds to earn his first pro win. The 4 undefeated prospects on the card remained undefeated, with Avon Griffin, Jose Neves, Kurt Scobie, and Anthony Johns hosting victories. Derek Vaughn earned a split decision upset over Paul Bamba. So there you go. Some results out of Atlantic City, New Jersey, to ponder on. Elsewhere, pretty well nearby, welterweight Jeovanny Estela 9-0, was victorious against Ramon de la Cruz Sena this past Sunday at the Caribe Royal Orlando. Obviously, that was in Orlando, Florida, scoring a unanimous decision. The 6th-round bout was promoted by Box Lab Promotions. But I bring you some news today from a couple of relatively unknown, up-and-coming promoters, although I'm sure they are well established in their own right, in their own territory. Estela apparently controlled the action throughout this fight by keeping his distance with a long jab and using lateral movement to get his shots off. This would be Estela's 3rd 6th-round bout, and the young 22-year-old feels his progress is coming along as planned. Said Mike Leanardi, CEO of Fightstars, who manages Estela, Jeovanny is coming along great, and he's learning how to become a better pro boxer. He's making a name for himself in his local market of Orlando. He's become a fan favorite in his hometown. We'll continue to fight him in Orlando and build on the momentum he's mounted. His fan base is getting bigger with each fight. So there you go. Some good local news from a couple of local promoters, but they're both gaining in their prominence and notoriety. Let's move along to BCB promotions across the pond. Sam Smith is carrying the family name into a new boxing era as he awaits a pro debut that has always been part of the plan. He turns over when BCB Promotions stage their show at the Riviera International Center with a fight night set for Friday, September 2nd. The fighting farmer leads a quiet life away from the sport based on the moorland of Boardwalk in northeastern Cornwall, but the surname should ring a bell. He's the younger brother of Wes Smith, who was a professional boxer between 2016 and 2019, before his career was cut short by injury due to a road accident. Both, by the way, are graduates of Launceston Boxing Club, where Sam's amateurs career saw 14 victories from 17 contests, winning an England Development National title of under 20 bouts. The pro journey will see his amateur coach, does Sharnock continue his in his corner with super middleweight, the preferred division initially. Good for BCB, by the way. All right, junior welterweight Jeremy Cuevas will headline a night of professional boxing on Friday, September 16th at the Fillmore in Philadelphia. This is a card promoted by Hard Hitting Promotions. Cuevas of Philadelphia has a record of 14-1 with 10 knockouts. The 26-year-old is a 6-year professional and is coming off a 6th-round unanimous decision over Nicholas DeMario on the 23rd of July, also held at the Fillmore, also in Philadelphia. Cuevas' opponent in the 8-round main event will be announced shortly. Seeing action in an 8-round co-feature will be undefeated lightweight Josaphat Ortiz. Ortiz out of Reading, Pennsylvania, has a record of 10-0 with 5 knockouts. The 26-year-old Ortiz is a 5-year professional and has won over previously undefeated Javier Ofendo, 3-0, as well as a win over Erickson Rusidendi, who's 4-1. And he's coming off a recent unanimous decision over Derek Murray on April 15th back in Detroit. John Carlos Rivera, 6-1 of Philadelphia, will compete also in a 6-round bout. Seeing action 4 rounds will be bantamweight Jeffrey Villanueva and Liana Cruz out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, both super flyweights. Sorry, I'm wrong there. Seeing action 4-round bouts will be bantamweight Jeffrey Villanueva, super flyweight Liana Cruz, and super flyweight Juan Gutierrez out of Nicaragua. And all their opponents will be announced shortly. I guess that's shaping up. And finally, our last story of the day features lightweight prospect Tyler Shortfuse Tomlin, who's 13-1 with 9 knockouts. He's fighting out of Cheatham County, Tennessee. And this past weekend, continued to give back to his community as he hosted a meet and greet at the Ashland City Dixie Youth Baseball Program and sponsored the organization to help with utilities. In addition, Tomlin visited the local junior Cubs football program, gave a speech about staying in school and working hard towards goals. He said, "It's important for me to give back to my community," who, by the way, is looking back to get back in the ring. It felt good to see the smiles on all the kids' faces. I know they can all use the support, and I encourage others to follow in my footsteps to help these programs. After suffering his first loss as a professional, Tyler Tomlin is looking to return to the ring in the next few months. Promoted by Lou DiBella, Tomlin most likely will be fighting near his hometown of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm looking to get back in the ring by year's end. He said, I'll have more details to share once I get everything finalized. And there you go. That concludes our episode today on Boxing News Today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be joining Mike Gore and Cedric Bennett on Knuckle Up later this afternoon. I look forward for you to join me as well there. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you later on. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you.